So you want to buy a first motorcycle, but you don't know which one. I will walk you through the thought process I used to choose my first bike. You can use the same approach to figure out yours. I think everybody in the beginning looks at motorcycle and is like, oh, this one is cool, that one's really nice, I don't really like this one, and that's okay. But to figure out which one is the right fit for you, we need to find out what category is the right one for you. And for that, you gotta ask yourself, what's the purpose of that motorcycle? For example, if you just want to commute to work and you don't really care about it, a scooter is probably gonna be enough. Maybe you want a chill ride, more laid back, chill, something heavier, then a Harley is probably something for you. If you want something more aggressive, something agile, something that looks cool, you go probably for a sports bike. And you gotta understand that each category has its pros and cons. For example, the cons of a sports bike is that it isn't comfortable over a longer time period because of the seating position. Another thing is that it is maybe difficult to carry things if you want to do a trip or something. For me, I wanted to have something sportive. I like the look of the sports bikes, but I also wanted to use my bike to travel with it. You can say like, oh, you can go for an adventure, but I didn't want a full-time adventure bike. I wanted to have a nice bike, a cool looking bike, which I could transform into an adventure bike. And I think the perfect category which falls into that is a naked bike. It looks sportive, it is agile, and you can also go traveling with it. How do you do that? You just add some bags, and now it's an adventure bike. I still have the looks, but I also can go traveling with it, so that's how I figured out that a naked bike is the right one for me. The best part is, it's even cheaper than both a sports bike and an adventure bike. So, now that we figured out the category, we can go again by the looks. Search online for motorcycles in that category and just choose the one that looks the most appealing to you. Don't just only go for the looks, but also listen to other people, whether it is online or some people that already ridden motorcycles to get more information about it or how it rides, whatever. For me, because I'm half Japanese, I'm strongly biased. I basically just looked at the naked bikes of Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, and Honda. And for me, I gotta say that the Yamaha MT series looked very nice. I did some research and basically I just figured out that Yamaha motorcycles are like fucking reliable, and that's a huge plus for me as well. That's how I figured out for myself that I wanted a naked bike from Yamaha. So now, what size do you go for? At first I want to do the comparison of a 125cc motorcycle and the bigger one. The reason for that is because under Swiss law, when you have a driver's license, you can basically just hop on a 125cc motorcycle and just ride it. You already have the license for it. That's why I thought to myself, do I want to go for the 125cc bike or do I want to get a bigger one? So the pros of a 125cc motorcycle is that in my case, no test is needed. Which means I need to spend less time learning how to ride, right? I mean, I don't need to practice for the exam. And also, I don't need to spend money for learning how to ride and buy private lessons and whatever. Another pro is that it is a bit cheaper than the bigger motorcycles and it uses like half the fuel or way less fuel than a bigger motorcycle. For example, the MT-125 uses 2.1 liters on 100 kilometers. And the only con that it has, it is that it is basically way less fun, like way less. For the bigger bike, it's just the opposite. Like, I needed to do the motorcycle license, you need to spend more time for it, more money. The motorcycle is also a bit more expensive, and it uses like literally double the amount of the MT-125. I checked and the MT-07 uses 4.2 liters on 100 kilometers. The pro is that it's just way more fun, like way more. On paper, the 125cc doesn't sound that bad, to be honest. But my friend has a 125cc and I rode it once and it has literally no power. And if you want to drive like mountains or hills with it, it has even way less power. You are constantly shifting because it is way weaker, right? So if you're debating if you should get a 125cc motorcycle or a bigger one, just go for the bigger one. The thing is, you buy the bike to have fun. You don't need to save money. It's about the feeling. Yeah, the conclusion is just go for the bigger one. Now again, what size? If you look at the MT series, it has MT-03, 05, 07, 09 and 10. So one thing you need to be aware about is the size of the bike, right? Do you fit on the motorcycle? Is it too big for you? Is it too small for you? And the other question is, how much power do you want? I mean, if you are a complete beginner, you won't go for a 1000cc motorcycle because that's just stupid. I would probably go for something in the middle, for a MT-05 or a MT-07. I wouldn't recommend a too strong bike. In my case, again, the laws come into play, where, because I'm a new rider, the maximum power that my motorcycle can have is 35 kilowatts. And for the MT series, the biggest one I could get is a MT-07, and you just have to reduce the power down to 35 kilowatts. I mean, the laws make sense. They are there to protect new riders, right? The last question is, what year model do you go for? Generally, the model of each year changes more or less significant, and basically what you can do is inform yourself what changed. For me, when I looked at the MT-07 series, I noticed that like some motorcycles had different headlights than others. And then I figured out that from the year 2021, they have a newer look. And for me, I just like that one way more on a naked bike. So I went for the models of 2021 and above. I think now with new motorcycles, there's like a lot of things you can do with a display and with Bluetooth and whatever, but I didn't need that. I just went for the looks. I just liked the other one more with the newer headlight, so I went for 2021 and above. So, in the end, I bought a second-hand 2021 Yamaha MT-07 with 8,100 kilometers from a dealership. I mean, yeah, hopefully this helps you figure out which bike is the right one for you. And yeah, see ya. Bye-bye.